From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your evening update.
Well, we've seen those showers and that rain moving on through here. That's going to be the story for tonight. It's going to be cozy weather. I think sleeping weather is the name of the game. Still in the upper 30s and lower 40s, so we're not expecting any wintry precipitation with this. In fact, I think lower 40s will be more common there in North Alabama. So, like I said, we're not getting anywhere near freezing, at least not tonight. Yeah, 5 or 6 degrees above it, but that's just not going to cut it. So a cold rain is the story. So definitely a good reason to, cuddle up in that bed, get warm, right? This is perfect weather for it here. It moves out pretty quickly. This is not a huge rainmaker, right? We're not talking a total washout all night, but still widespread rain is going to be the story. Look at this very sharp delineation though as we're heading through tomorrow. This is moving out the first half of our Sunday. That northerly wind really sweeps on through. Man, check that out. The model is projecting a very sharp cutoff of those more moist conditions versus those drier conditions. By midday, we're already doing great, but we are definitely going to want to keep that coat on hand because already the highs are relatively low, right? It feels more like, I'd say, January than anything else. And look at that wind out of the northwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. It is going to feel brisk as we head through our Sunday. So if you have any outdoor plans tomorrow, yeah, go ahead and do them. But man, prepare for the cold. Absolutely do that there, but we will have dry conditions to work with, so a little bit of, kind of good news in that respect, right? So dry through Sunday night as well. Monday, for the most part, first half of the day looks more dry. Second half of Monday, well, different story, right? This is when that system starts to move on through. Widespread rain lifts into the Tennessee Valley. This is also the system we were talking about where overnight Monday and into Tuesday morning, we could see a light wintry mix. And, I think my thinking hasn't changed too much in this respect. We're kind of right there on the precipice of rain versus a mix of rain and perhaps a few flakes mixed in there. And we could see that in southern middle Tennessee especially. I think we will probably end up with that, especially on Tuesday morning. But listen, I'm still not expecting any major societal impacts in our area. I think most of that will be off to our north in northern Tennessee, up towards Kentucky, and then of course up towards the Midwest. Down here, I think for the most part, we'll just be seeing a cold rain. This is actually going to be a pretty decent rainmaker too. I'll discuss that more in just a moment, but that moves out pretty quickly as well. By the time we're heading through Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, we dry out. High pressure is the story. Cold, yes, but dry, so it could always be worse, right? We could have more rain after that. Thankfully, we won't. I think we get just the right amount of rain for what we need. Another system by the time we're heading through Friday, Saturday is possible, but it's a little too far out for me to give you specifics on that. Here we go. Taking a look at the next 7-day rainfall totals. Widespread 1 to 2 inches is looking likely. I think the better shot at 2 inches or so is going to be down towards the I-65 corridor, down towards the Huntsville metro. Perhaps some isolated ponding down there in low areas. We'll have to watch that, but I'm not expecting gigantic issues with that by any stretch of the imagination. We'll just keep an eye on that, but certainly a beneficial rain for quite a few of us in North Alabama. I think that more than anything is going to be the story. Again, a light mix there as we head through Monday night, Tuesday morning does look possible, if not likely, in southern Tennessee, but just to reiterate, not expecting major problems with that. Wednesday, Thursday looking dry. There's that chance of rain I was talking about at the end of the week towards next weekend. That system does kind of exist on several models. We'll watch it. The pattern stays a little bit active there, but look at those freezing temperatures several nights throughout the week. Like I say, pets, plants, pipes, keep them warm, bring them inside. I think we're going to have to go ahead and enact that as we're heading into these first days of December.